and welcome everybody that's joining us all over the world. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here in Grenada. As you mentioned, a place both Kandace and I call home right now. We were at the Bosco event in Dubai in April of this year, where we officially launched the Ora Caribbean program. We're now coming into August, and I'm delighted to say we're about 75% subscribed for that program in a very short period of time. We've prepared a short, I guess, PowerPoint presentation where we'll run through some of the advantages of the program. In the middle, I will hand over to Kandace, who will talk a little bit about the real estate that we also have at some of our properties in Grenada. And then obviously we will be available for questions if anyone wants to type into the Q&A. Ora Caribbean is the development arm of Ora Developments. Ora Developments is a company that is ultimately owned by a gentleman by the name of Naguib Sawiris. Mr. Sawiris is a very well-known, very influential, very affluent businessman. He owns Orascom, which is the 5th largest telecommunications company in the world, and he also owns Euronews, which is the 3rd largest cable news network in the world behind CNN and BBC. So himself and his companies have a great pedigree. He came to Grenada around 5 years ago, fell in love with the country, fell in love with the people, and saw the myriad opportunities that were available as an investor, specifically in the hospitality segment. So he purchased a lot of land in Grenada at the time, about 2 million square feet, and embarked on his first development, which is a hotel by the name of Silversands. If you go onto the website silversandsgrenada.com, you'll be able to see the hotel is finished, built, fully operational, and if you came to Grenada today, you'd be able to stay in the hotel. Silversands is an approved project of the Grenada Citizenship-By-Investment program, but we did not use the Citizenship-By-Investment program to construct it. You are able today to purchase real estate at Silversands, and I allow my colleague Kandace to elaborate on that a little further on. So Ora Caribbean, as the sister company to Ora Developers, we are in the process of building and developing 500 hotel rooms in Grenada. Silversands was the first hotel, and we're just about to embark, or have already embarked, on the construction of our second hotel by the name of Beach House. Beach House is also an approved project of the Grenada Citizenship-By-Investment program, and the slideshow that we're about to run through will delve into a little bit more detail about the project, about the proposal that we have, and about our Citizenship-By-Investment offering. So as I think we've already established, Grenada is a Caribbean island, much the same as Dominica. We're in the southern Caribbean, a 3-hour direct flight from Miami, a 4-hour direct flight from New York. You can see Grenada in relation to Dominica. Dominica's kind of central there in the Caribbean. Grenada is down here in the south. We're about an hour and a half flight north of Caracas in Venezuela. We are below the hurricane belt, which is quite an important factor if you own property here, or if you have a boat here, in that during the hurricane period of June to November, Grenada is considered to be below the hurricane belt, and the amount of hurricanes that do pass through Grenada are minimal. In fact, there are more hurricanes in New York in the past 100 years than there have been in Grenada in the past 100 years. So a beautiful island, a very safe island, a former Commonwealth country. We have a population of just 110,000, so we are a very, very small island, one of the smallest independent islands in the world. The direct airlift to the country is very good. We have flights from London 4 times a week in season, daily flights from New York in season, daily flights from Miami in season, with also flights from Toronto, Charlotte, and Frankfurt. So very easy to get to. In fact, I think you can get to Grenada from anywhere in the world in about 2 flights, traveling through London or New York. So as we've seen, the Caribbean has kind of 2 types of topography. It has the flat coral islands such as Barbados and the Bahamas, and then it has these beautiful verdant former volcanic islands like Grenada, like Dominica, St. Lucius and Kitts, that have amazing beaches, white sand as well as volcanic black sand, beautiful mountains, rainforests, rivers and waterfalls. These are just a few snapshots of Grenada itself, Seven Sisters waterfall, the beautiful islands out in our sister island of Carriacou. We are home to the world's first underwater sculpture park, and we're also home to St. George's University, which is one of the largest medical and veterinary campuses in the Americas. So why Grenada? There are a number of choices and a number of options to you as an investor, as somebody looking for second citizenship in the Caribbean. Grenada is one of those choices. Grenada has visa-free access to over 140 countries in the world. This includes the Schengen zone, the European Schengen zone. It includes China, and we're one of only 6 countries in the world that has visa-free access to China, Brazil, Russia, as well as the UAE. We are uniquely the only Caribbean citizenship-by-investment country that has a E2 treaty with the United States. And that is proving very, very popular for those people who are citizens of a country that does not have an E2 treaty, who are desirous of obtaining Grenada citizenship and then applying for the E2 visa, which enables them to be able to live and work in the United States with their families as long as they maintain a viable business. I'll touch a little bit more on E2 in a minute, but just some of the highlights and the main points of a Grenada citizenship. We are obviously a Commonwealth country, a democratically elected government. Our elections are every 5 years. Our highest court of appeal is the Privy Council in London. It is a very safe country with an extremely low crime rate. When I leave to go on trips, my car's left at the airport, the keys are in it. It's that kind of a country. Our currency is the Eastern Caribbean dollar, which is linked directly or pegged directly to the United States dollar for the past 30 years. So it's a very stable currency. And as we've already highlighted on, there are myriad business opportunities in Grenada in both the tourism sector, the agricultural sector, IT, and any number of industries that you or your investors may be interested in getting involved in. Grenada is quite a young country in terms of its economic growth, and it is inviting investors right now to the country to come and live, work here, and enjoy all the benefits of being a Grenadian. So, Ora Caribbean. As we've already mentioned, Ora Caribbean are the developers of the Silversands Resort. It's a $120 million property, an award-winning property on Kandace Beach, which is Grenada's best beach and is consistently voted one of the top 10 beaches in the world. It is just 43 rooms with 8 amazing villas, either right onto the beach or on the hillside overlooking the ocean. We have a 5-year development plan, which includes 500 hotel rooms. We already own the land for these properties, and we will be continuing with this development plan with the assistance of the CBI program, but not entirely dependent upon the CBI program. So as you can see, we've already established where Grenada is in the Caribbean. There's a kind of closer up view of the island itself. And as you can see, in the very south of the island is the international airport. And you can see our 5 main development sites there, which include Silversands, which is already constructed, Beach House, the program we're going to be talking about today, and then 3 other sites, a second Silversands Hotel, the Riviera Hotel, and Port Louis, which is a marina development. So I think what I'm trying to get across in this point is that we are not a CBI development. We are a development company that is using the Citizenship-By-Investment program to assist in raising funds for the development, but we are not dependent on the CBI program. And had we not got involved in the CBI program, we would be continuing with the development of the hotels regardless. So we're not looking to profiteer from the CBI program. Our goal, as we've already seen, is to have 500 hotel rooms in Grenada, each one of them hopefully bringing in $500 a night, which would work out to $250,000 a day and $60 to $70 million a year. That is the long-term goal of the company. So there is no short-term interest in profiteering from a CBI investor. We're looking much further into the future. We're looking long-term. So this is an aerial view of Silversands Hotel. This is an unedited drone shot. You can see the hotel right in the middle of your screen there. We've got this beautiful 100-meter long infinity edge swimming pool. It's the longest pool in the Caribbean. Our 43 hotel rooms are comprised of 2 buildings here right in the center. We have an amazing spa complex, 2 beautiful restaurants, and then you can see we have 4 hillside villas overlooking the Caribbean. Now we have these amazing villas right on the ocean front. Walk out of your bedrooms right onto the Caribbean Sea. So Kandace, I'm going to hand over to now, is our real estate sales and marketing director. She's going to talk a little bit about the villas that we have available at Silversands, which can be purchased under the Citizenship-By-Investment program and would be a very interesting investment for you. And I'll allow Kandace to elaborate a little bit on those.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I will take it from here. I won't make this too long because, you know, Rick does this better than I do. So currently at Silversands, we have 4 beachfront villas and 4 Seaview villas available for sale, and they are absolutely spectacular. Here we have the beachfront villa, and as Rick mentioned in the previous slide, that those are the hotel rooms behind. Our 4-bedroom beachfront villas are 1 level, and you can, as you can see, you can walk directly out from your patio onto Grenada Beach. They are phenomenal in every way. These are our Seaview villas, 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath. Now we're going to just do a quick video of the beachfront villas today, but just a bit of highlights on the properties. The plots start about just over 22,000 square feet, 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath. Massive living dining room area with phenomenal views of Grenada Beach. We have pool decks with direct access to the beach, about 2,200 square feet of outdoor space, hand-grow indoor outdoor showers, and each of the 2 back bedrooms, which don't face the ocean, have private heated plunge pools. This will be the video of the beachfront villa so you can get a better feel for it. As you see here, all of our beachfront villas, you walk into this private gated courtyard and then you enter into the open living room, dining room space, and you'll see that here in this quick video. So here's a little bit about our beachfront villas. Our beachfront villas start at $12,750, 4-bed, 4.5 bath, and approximately 6,800 square feet interior and exterior. Our Seaview villas are 3-bed, 3.5 bath, starting at $7 million and approximately 5,000 square feet. Now here's the good stuff. So we are currently running a sales launch special for 1 Seaview villa and 1 beachfront villa. What makes this special is that the buyers of any beachfront villa will get almost a 20% discount on the price of their home, $10 million for their choice of any of the 4 available. You also will have a 5% ROI guaranteed for 5 years and a developer buyback option in the 5th year. What we know from foreign investment and investment in the Caribbean is oftentimes having real estate assets. It's not as easy to liquidate when that time comes. Sometimes properties can sit on the market for 2 years, 3 years. In this case, we would offer, after your 5-year holding term, the opportunity for the developer to buy it back at the principal price. So you would be able to enjoy your investment, make your ROI over 5 years. If you decide after 5 years that this is no longer for you, the developer will buy the property back. The same thing goes for the Seaview villas. They're $7 million and the same guarantees, 5% ROI minimum guarantee. So if we go back to how we were performing before COVID and your rental rates would be over 5%, you would make that as well. And then you have the opportunity to sell back to the developer at the principal price. I think for me, what I would have to say about these properties is there's only 8. They are completely trophy properties in any way. Anyone who's familiar with the Caribbean, to have this level of property, finish, design, and just having beachfront access to Grand Beach, it's not something that people can say they do. In many of the islands, the beaches are public, so you do not have private access to those beaches. The loophole there is being part of a branded residence. So these 4 beachfront properties are currently the only 4 people that will ever get to say that they own a piece of Grand Beach in a way. And they are phenomenal in every way. These same properties, if we were to put them in Barbados, would be double the cost, $20 million easily. And as Rick touched on before, this is long-term for our developer. In 5 years, we would have established a very different Grenada. There will be a lot more keys, a lot more high-end inventory. There'll be a lot more high-end shopping and restaurants. And with that comes the uptick in the market. So it's also just a great time to get in because you're catching Grenada on the upswing. And then I'll hand it back over to Rick.
Thank you, Kandace. So, I mean, just to summarize, I mean, because there's a lot of information coming across here. So, Ora Caribbean are an approved development of the Grenada Citizenship-By-Investment program. They built Silversands Hotel without the use of the CBI program, but you are now able to purchase the villas that Kandace just described through the CBI program. And as you saw, they are expensive, but they are beautiful. And as Kandace touched on, you would purchase them, for example, for $10 million. You would receive an income of 5% per annum. So that's, what is that? $500,000 a year over the 5-year period. So $2.5 million. And at the end of the 5-year period, if you so wish, the developer will buy that villa back from you at your initial $10 million. You keep your $2.5 million. You have the use of the villa for 5 years, and you have your Grenadian citizenship. So it's much more of a higher end option for those people that are looking to maybe park some money in real estate in the Caribbean. But it's definitely a viable option, and one that I think is incredibly attractive in the Caribbean and generally in the investment community today. If those villas are outside of your price reach, if you are still interested in citizenship by investment in Grenada, then Beach House by Silversands, which we're just about to discuss, is also an approved development of the Grenada Citizenship by Investment program, and they are approved at the minimum investment amount, which is $220,000. So you are able to apply for Grenadian citizenship by investing in Beach House for just $220,000, and I'll explain now how that program works. So Beach House is the second phase, or the second hotel that Ora Caribbean are building in Grenada. It is a small hotel. It's only 31 bedrooms. So it's designed to be a luxury boutique property for couples mainly, with a very high attention to detail, high levels of bespoke service. This is a rendering of the property itself. This is an actual picture of Portiki Beach in Grenada with the hotel rooms superimposed. As you can see, they've got a very architectural canopied design to them. They're all individual hotel rooms, so you're not in a hotel block. We have the 6 rooms on the beach, literally right on Portiki Beach, and then the remaining rooms are nestled in the hillside, on the cliffside, overlooking the Caribbean, with a beautiful restaurant down on the beach and a spa adjoining. This is the master plan, just to give you an idea of the general construction concept that is happening there right now. Ground was broken in March. Vertical construction is scheduled to start at the end of this year, and it's going to get completed in just 12 months. It's a small development. It's a very easy development to build. In comparison, Silversands was constructed in 24 months, and Silversands is nearly twice the size of this property. So we are endeavoring to open, all things being equal, in the Caribbean by Christmas 2022. This is another aerial view of the site, looking back out towards the Caribbean Sea. You see the cliffside hill rooms on the left, the beachfront rooms on the right. This will be the beachfront restaurant. This will be a typical view as you wake up in the morning in your hotel room overlooking the Caribbean Sea. So what makes us different? There are a number of opportunities, not only in Grenada, but also in the wider Caribbean. Why would you decide on Ora Caribbean once you've decided on Grenada? Ora Caribbean, as we've already mentioned, are not a development company, a CBI development company. We are a developer. We develop properties, hotels, residential and commercial. And we believe the original intention of the Grenada Citizenship by Investment program was to provide a tertiary source of funding for those developers who were desirous of adding hotel rooms to the country, because more hotel rooms means more airlift. More airlift is more tourists is more money obviously coming into the country. So the way Ora Caribbean have structured this investment opportunity is by treating your money as a short-term construction loan. In a nutshell, what that means is at the end of the 5-year holding period, there is a government mandated 5-year holding period. At the end of that 5-year holding period, much as the same with Kandace and her real estate, is that you get your $220,000 back. So you invest 220, you pay the government fees. At the end of 5 years, you get your 220 back. So you have a defined exit strategy from your investment. You retain your Grenada citizenship. You have the use of the property during those 5 years. You can come and stay for a week every year, complimentary on us, to enjoy the property over the 5-year period. And at the end of the 5 years, you redeem your interest, and then the developer, returns your investment amount. So what that looks like very simply is just this. It's a very transparent, very simple, risk-free, 100% buyback by the developer at the original purchase price. So you invest the 220 and the 220 is returned to you at the end of the 5-year period. If, for example, you are a family of 4, 2 adults, 2 children under 16 years of age, this is what a typical invoice or a typical cost scenario would look like for you with the 220 invested. The various government fees that are mandatory fees of the government, fees that you can see on the government website, a total cost for a family of 4 of just under $300,000. And then with the buyback after the 5-year holding period results in a net cost of just over $18,000 per person. If you were then interested in applying for E2 citizenship, E2 status with your Grenada citizenship, we would refer you on to some of our US immigration attorney partners. You would be able to apply for E2 for as little as $100,000 to $200,000, which would mean that you would have your Grenada citizenship, you would have your E2 visa approved for the United States in less than $180,000 in a time period no more than about 6 months. So it's a very interesting prospect, especially for those people that are looking to either become a Grenada citizen, live in the Caribbean, or then further their application onto the United States and live and work in the US. So in summary, or to summarize, Ora Caribbean, we are offering what we believe is an unrivaled investment return, both from the real estate at the higher price point and at the minimum investment level, if you're just interested in becoming an investor in Ora Caribbean and obtaining your Grenada citizenship. We are a company that has Caribbean development experience, which is very, very important. It is not easy to build in the Caribbean. There are lots of factors in the wider Caribbean, such as the hurricanes that occur to us very frequently north of Grenada, but do really hamper the shipping lines and the routes of all the infrastructure materials coming in. So having previous development Caribbean experience, having built a hotel successfully and operating it in the Caribbean right now is a huge plus, and something I would obviously encourage any potential investor to look out for. An international development portfolio. We are not just a Caribbean developer. We have developments in Cyprus, in Greece. We have developments in Pakistan and in Egypt. So we are a company that has international development experience in both real estate, hospitality, and commercial development. We have an operational Caribbean resort. If you got on a plane today, Grenada is basically COVID-free. We were fortunate enough to shut the island down at the start of COVID, and we've been very good in maintaining our status here. So the restrictions on movement are minimal. We do have a mask policy, as I think most countries do, but if you are vaccinated, you could be on a flight to Grenada. You have just a very short 48-hour quarantine period. You can do that at Silversands Hotel, and then after that two-day quarantine, you would be free to explore the island. As I already mentioned, which I think is also important, the construction of the hotel is not dependent on the CBI sales. We are using the CBI sales as a form of financing, as a short-term construction loan, but we are not dependent on them. So the construction will continue regardless of CBI sales. I think, as we touched on, we are a financially secure company. Our ultimate benefactor, Mr. Naguib Sawiris, is by rights a billionaire, is incredibly affluent and has a lot of very successful businesses worldwide, but is very committed, as you've already seen, to Grenada. We have a $500 million 5-year investment plan in Grenada. And so he wants to see that through and is determined to ensure its success. And I think, yeah, we're not a CBI developer. A lot of developers currently in the Caribbean, they're developing one project per country or just one project in that country, and they're looking to profit from that development, as any developer would. I mean, you know, being a developer is a business. You need to make money. We are not in the business of making money from CBI. We're in the business of making money from having our development portfolio and our hotels finished and constructed in Grenada. So you can be assured that the 220 that you invest goes into a construction escrow account and is spent entirely on the building. And any costs of marketing, of sales that are borne by the development are borne by the developer and not by the investor themselves. And I think that's it. I would encourage you to please visit the two websites. You have silversandsgrenada.com, where you can learn all about the hotel and the real estate and the villas. And we have oracaribbean.com, which will talk a little bit more about the developments that we're doing in Grenada and the Citizenship-By-Investment program.
And then if you want to do virtual walkthroughs of the villas, you can actually go to silversandsvillas.com, and there you'll see the floor plans, the virtual walkthroughs, and additional information. And you can always reach out to me to get additional information on that developer buyback and investor special.
So thank you for your time. Thank you, Urs, for the introduction. And we look forward to seeing everybody, most of you, some of you, hopefully in Dubai in September.
Well, thank you. Very kind of you. This presentation is very interesting, Richard and Kandace. Really, Grenada is a great destination. I've been there in the 90s, so definitely an excellent island destination. One small little question, since I'm in the Middle East, of course, we have some countries here with plenty of people who would prefer to have a different passport. How is it if you're coming from Iran, Syria? Is that a problem to get something in Grenada, or is that no problem?
I think Iran still has, it's still a blacklist country as far as the banks are concerned. So the big obstacle is the banking regulations with regards to CBI citizenship. So I think Iran and possibly North Korea still are one of the few countries where you are not currently able to apply for citizenship in Grenada.
Okay, thank you. And what is the best way, if you are in Dubai, you would like to go to Grenada, how is the best way to fly to you?
When I fly to Dubai in September, I'm going to go Grenada, London, London, Dubai, and go back the same way.
Okay.
British Airways the whole way, or Virgin. Very simple.
Emirates is not flying yet to your place.
No, you can fly Emirates to Miami and then go Miami to Grenada, and you can fly Emirates to New York direct and go New York to Grenada.
Okay, so great destinations. Well, we definitely look forward to seeing you here in Dubai. Here's another question coming up. Somehow you answered it. Or would having the Grenada passport allow us easier access to the USA residency or citizenship?
Well, having a Grenada citizenship allows you the ability to apply for the E2 visa, and the E2 visa allows you to live and work in the US with your family. Your children can go to school if they're under 21, and you can live in the US as long as you maintain that business on an E2 visa. As a Grenada citizen, much as you can as a Dominican citizen, you can apply for a 10-year multiple entry visa as a tourist to move freely in and out of the United States. But if you're looking to live, reside and work in the US, then Grenada is your only option with regards to the E2 visa in the Caribbean.
Okay, well, thanks a lot.